All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Yep, everyone. I'm trying to get this damn camera straight, bro.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 214. And before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to the Media Hijack t-shirts. I know you're wearing it. I saw you wearing it. Wow, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. And then if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, you can head over to our YouTube page. And then don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash. All right.
Hell yeah.
First topic of the night. We're going to be talking about the toxic lady, this was a case in California, correct?
Yes, Riverside.
Damn, okay. So yeah, this is a story Chris told me. Some lady, she got admitted to the hospital, and then they started taking her blood, and then everybody started getting sick.
Yes, man. I heard about this story years ago, and then randomly, I was just going through my phone, and I saw I had a note on it from like a while ago, and I was like, oh, snap. I can't believe I've never even talked about this yet. So I was like, let's talk about this wild case, man. It is very, very crazy.
All right, let's get started with the toxic lady. I'll let Chris take the mic. Let's go.
Let's get it, man. So tonight we're going to talk about the toxic lady, man. This is like a legendary story that happened out there in Riverside, California back in 1994. This story was so infamous that X-Files even did an episode about it. Actually, I looked it up too. I was like, man, what episode was this?
What?
Yeah, X-Files did an episode about this, man. Today, to me, still the scariest show of all time. X-Files. Man, it was in season 1, episode 24. The episode was called Erlen Meyer Flask. Erlen Meyer Flask was the name of the episode. Season 1, episode 24. So this is a oldie. But yeah, so in the case of Gloria Ramirez, everything that happened with her getting the name of Toxic Lady started in the year of 1994. The year of the O.J. Simpson trial.
Damn, okay.
I put something else down too. Rwanda genocide, Nelson Mandela's presidency, and the death of Kurt Cobain.
Uh-huh.
So that was all that was popping off in 1994 for all you people that was curious.
I just had like a nostalgic moment, like me, like back in the 90s, like just playing with this cat at the apartment. It was like a street cat, and it was our cat. Yeah. But we played with it only on the streets. And it was like that time. It was awesome.
You know, man, it took you back, man.
Yeah. Dirty ass kids.
Yep, so year in 1994, man. So Gloria Ramirez, she was actually like this ordinary lady that lived up in Riverside, California. She had 2 children and a husband. And a lot of people in the community was like, you know, before this whole incident, was like, she was always a sweet lady. Everyone she talked to would just immediately become, you know, her friend, because she was just that nice of a person. And then so on the night of February 19th, 1994, Gloria actually was going like was having like these rapid heartbeats going on while she was in the house, and her blood pressure was dropping incredibly fast. And when she was at the house, there were times where she would talk to family members, and when they would ask her a question, it was like completely like incoherent. It didn't make any sense to the question that was asked. And then
like, was it like gibberish?
Gibberish, or like didn't even like hey, how you doing? Oh, it's cold outside. Like, wait, what? It was kind of like those type of responses.
That's weird.
And the two ain't. That square peg ain't fitting into the round hole.
Right.
And so it's saying that what makes it also strange too is that Gloria was actually just 31 years old at the time, and she was actually going through she was suffering from late stage cervical cancer, which also too would show up in her autopsy later, which is why she had like a deteriorating health already, because she was already just suffering through, you know, cervical cancer, late stage too. Which kind of messed up. You're 31 years old and you could experience that. That sucks. 31 is still fucking young.
It was very young.
Yeah, man. And so what had happened was that she wound up passing out, and then the doctors actually she wound up being have to go to the hospital, and the doctors and the nurses actually went to work on Miss Ramirez immediately. just to try to save her life. And when they was trying to do these procedures, uh, once they had did the injection into her body, try to administer drugs into her, that's when just because like I said, her heart rate was just erratic. They try to administer drugs in her to get control of her heart rate, and that's when they started getting the smell of just this odor coming out of her.
I think it's like sulfur, right?
From my understanding, I'm gonna try to get to it in a second. It says that when the nurses removed the woman's shirt and applied defibrillator electrodes, they noticed a strange oily sheen on her body. Medical staff also smelled a fruity, garlicky odor coming out of her mouth. Nurses then placed a syringe in Ramirez's arm to obtain a blood sample. Her blood smelled like ammonia, and there was a manila-colored particle floating in her blood. And I looked it up too, just to get an idea of what the manila color they was talking about. And this is like just little like brown, like little like almost like flakes, I guess, type of stuff floating in her blood. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It was very strange.
And she
And
stink.
so, and yes, and it says the doctors in charge of the ER that night looked at the blood sample and agreed that the nurses on duty something wasn't right with the patient. It had nothing to do with her heart failure. That's at that point, once the doctor started realizing, hey, something's off with her blood, something weird is floating in it. That's when the nurses started fainting. Another nurse had developed breathing problems, and another nurse had passed out. And when she had woke up, she couldn't feel her arms or her legs. She was
Damn.
paralyzed. She was paralyzed. It was crazy. It says a total of 6 people were unable to. This says a total of 6 people were unable to treat Ramirez because they kept having symptoms, and they somehow were related to Gloria. Symptoms ranged from fainting to shortness of breath to nausea and temporary paralysis. One of the nurses' faces actually started to burn while they was in the room, and they fainted.
That's
Said,
weird. You think like she tried to treat her cancer with some homemade remedy, but it actually happens to be some type of poison?
yes, actually, yeah, I was gonna get that later into the story too about how something she may have been taking because it's never been proven if that was a chemical that she brought on the market. Because from my understanding, because that's what she did, she wound up buying some kind of chemical cream off the black market type stuff.
She was
And
Mexican, correct?
yes, 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 she was of Latino descent, and she rubbed it in her skin supposedly, and that. But I'm gonna explain towards the end. There's actually like 3 theories of what happened, but that is one of the theories because there's never been proven that's what it is. That's like the main one that makes sense out of all of them, though, because they got a weird one at the end.
But
They
did
have a
she
weird.
did they ever like cured her, or did she die from that?
Oh, she winds up passing away. Actually, when she passed away, that's when actually it gets even stranger after she passes away, like the aftermath of it. Because it's like her body's just secreting all these smells and stuff enough to like make people pass out, burn their face because ammonia I think can burn face, like the chemical burn of ammonia. That's what one of the nurses was feeling in the room. And what else did I have? Oh, and so like so there was like so these are some of the nurses that was in the room, and this is what like for example, like the nurses that was there, because some of them got some mild injuries to serious injuries from just being in that room when they were operating on Miss Ramirez. One lady named Julie Gorosinski experienced apnea, which is the cause of breathing. When you stop breathing for like certain seconds.
Right. I think I get that.
And yeah, like sleep apnea. I thought I had that shit at one time. It kind of scared me. Her conditions got so bad that she had to be placed in intensive care. She also experienced a vascular neurosis, a condition where the bone tissue dies due to loss of blood supply, and she was on crutches for months because she was in that room inhaling whatever supposedly that whatever was secreting out of Miss Ramirez's body when they was in there.
Jeez.
Doing it. Yes, there was another nurse, another woman named Maureen Welsh. She was a respiratory therapist that worked at the hospital. She says, I remember hearing someone screaming, and then I woke up, and then all of a sudden I couldn't control the movements of my limbs.
Jeez.
So I'm guessing she might be a lady who got paralyzed. She passed out, woke up, and her limbs just kind of like doing whatever, but her brain ain't doing what her body's doing. So She was like, something happened. I couldn't control nothing.
I would say take her out the hospital, treat her in the back
Yes,
of the
separately.
hospital.
And that's pretty, and that's what they eventually wound up doing too, because the hospital actually declared an internal emergency and had to evacuate the patients out the hospital. They had all the patients go out into the parking lot, and anyone that was within the vicinity, based like it's like the doctors and the nurses and stuff, that was close by to Gloria, they all had to take off their clothes and put them in plastic bags just in case if they were like contaminated or whatnot, you know. Uh, so, because it was kind of like a biological incident. It was like, look, this is they. I don't know if they thought it was a biological attack or something, but it was enough to where it was giving chemical burns, like almost like in a war zone. That's shit I would hear about, like when I was deployed to Iraq. Like, hey, you know about these chemical burns from this type of gas or whatever? It can do this to your lungs. That's what the symptoms that sound like they were getting from me. To me, sounds like some war zone type shit they was
Yeah, that
experiencing.
sounds crazy.
Yep. So, like we were speaking on before, that Gloria Ramirez actually wound up passing away that night, and even after her death, things even got weirder at the hospital. Um, says in order to so basically what they were trying to do. So after she had passed away and they had her body placed at a specific spot in the hospital, they had to send a special team in there in hazmat suits to deal with her. The team searched the ER for any signs of poison gas, toxins, or other foreign substance. The hazmat team didn't find anything that could suggest that how the medical staff fainted. Couldn't find any evidence at all. No leaks, no nothing. So they're like, what the hell caused everybody to just
But couldn't they
experience?
smell like a gas? Right? They smelled
Um,
something that wasn't normal.
See, they're saying they're not. So when they got there, they said so they didn't detect anything in the air, not anything. So when they got there, the special team
Hmm.
was like, "What the hell just happened? Like, we're not detecting any whatever affected these people." Because because out of the 37 people that was like seriously affected by being that close to Gloria, 23 of them had like really had to like get seek medical attention.
Right.
Um,
Was
and
there like
so
like a rumor going around like, oh, this lady, stuff is coming out of her body. We can't see it, but we can smell it, and people are getting sick, and then other people hear about it. You know, like
the
mass
story.
hysteria.
Yes, well, like I know that was another thing too. That's another theory they were saying too that may have happened. That no, at least according to the hospital, when they did a report on the incident, they actually wrote in their they basically wrote in their final report like, well, we can't determine what it was. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't the patient's fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was just a panic. So they didn't really. I think the hospital didn't really try to put it on her, but at the same time, they didn't want to take any blame for it because of lawsuits.
Right.
So, yeah, it seemed like the hospital just trying to make it seem like it was this mass hysteria that kind of erupted. And then I think throughout the news didn't help at all because the news because all they trying to do is get ratings. They gave Gloria the name, awful name too, the toxic lady. That was what they was putting all in the news. Toxic lady, toxic lady.
Hmm.
Which kind of sucks, man. If that was like your mom or parent or whoever, something else, and it's kind of like, damn, man. Like the public was referring to as like this, almost made it seem like she was like uncleanly in a way, just kind of like that she just unleashed this virus into the whole damn hospital or something. But yeah, so the news did run with the whole toxic lady thing. Um, once the special team and the hazmat suits got there, they actually put her body in a sealed aluminum casket. An autopsy didn't happen until almost a week later, and in a special room where the autopsy team conducted its own work in the hazmat suits as a precaution. The toxic lady, like I said, came out with the news, and because no one could get near the body without facing, a bunch of medical problems, no one could point to the definitive cause of her death because they kept trying to study her body, but I guess because she was still just radiating whatever the hell she was emitting, they could never find out like what was she. Did she have a heart attack? Did she stop breathing? Just I don't know. It's like
Yeah, that's weird, man. Bob in chat says the doctor would have known if her blood was looking like that. She said we would have rejected the hell out of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like was there? Yeah, since you said like they did found like that thing in her blood,
yeah,
wouldn't that be like a red flag? Like, hey, something's wrong with her. Like
yeah.
maybe it's more
Yeah, that's
serious.
what happened. Yeah, once they had used the syringe and they on her arm, that's when they was like, that was immediately run. That's what was the first thing they noticed. Like, oh shit, something's not right. Her blood shouldn't have to look like this. Why is this melanin type substance floating in it? And then by the time the doctors were realizing they went to go check on it, that's when the other doctors were getting sick, the nurses were getting sick, and people were panicking. Yeah.
So they
So
knew
it
about
was,
it. It's just
yeah,
this case is so new that nobody knew what to do.
yeah. There's never everybody just went into full blown panic. People falling over each other. It was straight up
Yeah,
chaos.
because
And evacuate the hospital.
when I would watch those doctor shows, right, and then when they come across something new, like they call like all the doctors everywhere, like all the specialists, and then they put their brains together, try to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it like that in real life? Like, hey, I have this case. This lady, she's fuming with these toxic fumes. Have any of you guys in London ever deal with this? What about you guys in Japan? Like,
Yeah, I can see that because that's why you have like places like the CDC and all those other type of medical type places exist. They do share notes with each other just in case, especially like viruses and whatnot. Like, hey, when did you have this case happen? Oh, we had something similar to this in our country. Hey, what'd y'all do? What was the path y'all took or whatever? Yeah, I could definitely. This has got to be a network because if it was just all kind of isolated,
yeah,
we'd be so worst off as a race if we just like, hey, I'm gonna keep all my little secrets over here.
yeah. Then like as regular people that's not doctors, we go to like WebMD, right? But then now we got Chat GPT, and even doctors go there.
Yeah, I had to stop looking up stuff online. I was like, I have anxiety. I was like, I'm gonna think I'm gonna die. I can't.
Yeah, stop talking to Chat. Chat's like, you gonna die soon.
You dead.
Like, yo, you unhealthy, big dog.
Hero chat. So officials conducted 3 autopsies. One occurred 6 days after Gloria's death, and then 6 weeks right before her burial.
Where did they bury her? Like in LA or something?
Yeah, there's a cemetery out in Riverside. They buried her out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's still out there to this day.
Till this day.
Till this day. Says so on March 25th, so the special team that dealt with Gloria's remains they wound up doing a thorough autopsy, and they concluded that there were signs in her body of Tylenol, ID codeine, which is a synthetic compound used in dental surgeries and abnormal heartbeats, codeine and Tigan in her system.
Not
and
Tigan.
Yeah, Tigan, Tigan.
I'm gonna let you say it.
Yeah.
I said like not Tegan, like I know what it was. I have no idea.
So Tegan, I had to look this up too. It's actually an anti-nausea medication. It breaks down into small anomaly in the body, and anomaly are related to the da-da-da-da-da. Basically, it's probably what caused her blood to start smelling really bad because it breaks down certain stuff within your blood, and they wound up finding it within her blood samples. So that may have been what the hospital are saying is like would have been the melanin type stuff within her blood. I'm guessing that's what they were trying to show in their report. Says mostly the toxicology report said that Ramirez had large amounts of dimethylsulfane in her blood and tissues. Dimethylsulfane does occur naturally in the human body.
Dimethyl, right?
Huh?
Dimethyl sulfoxide?
Yeah, sulfine or sulfane. It breaks down certain substances, and once it enters the body, it disappears quickly with half-life of just 3 days. However, there was so much in Ramirez's system, it registered 3 times the normal amount 6 weeks following her death. So once they found out in her body, I think that's when. Also, too, I have to mention before. I don't know if I remember this. I mentioned this. So earlier too, when they had first cut open her shirt in the hospital, they noticed her skin was very greased up, very oily. I don't know if I mentioned that. Did I mention that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, like her body was like secreting a type of liquid. That's what also the hospital put in their report as well too. Like her body was just very sticky, unnaturally sticky, and so that's when the story started going into the direction of, hey,
I got theory now, but go ahead.
Do you want to tell me your theory or?
Okay, so my theory, she got abducted by aliens, right? and they were working on her up there, like, you know, injecting all this stuff, testing shit out on her, and they put her in like a artificial womb, like, I guess to heal up, because maybe they did some damage to her. And then, you know, when they put her back on Earth, like, she's still excreting like all these fluids from that artificial womb. Therefore, that's why they found her sticky on arrival at the hospital.
It's like gelatin, like you know, like when you open up a Vienna sausage can and there's that gelatin,
right? Just like that. And then, you know, and then as she got hotter, like, it started like excreting from her skin, and like, what the hell is this? Little did they know it's like fluids from an artificial womb created by the aliens.
Alien lube.
Yeah, basically.
It's straight up alien lube. It's off this world.
Sounds about right.
That is another theory, though. There are theories of UFOs with this too.
Nothing else makes sense, right? You have to just go throw shit at the wall, because what are like the logical answers? Was there anything that's logical? That's like common sense, like.
Right. Yeah. When modern science can't explain it, get crazy.
Yeah, it becomes a paranormal case.
Yeah. Science can't explain it. It is officially paranormal.
Give it to the X-Files.
Right, straight up. Like,
take it, X-Files.
The X-Files did an episode about it. That's how strange it is. It's like,
that was wild. So it was huge, but I don't even remember seeing it. But at that time,
back then, no, I don't even remember that. I was too young.
At that time, I don't even pay attention to anything.
I was watching Power Rangers and Batman. That's the only thing that was registered to me. And O.J. Simpson trial. I did keep up with that when I was a kid. Surprisingly, that was.
Get him.
You couldn't ignore that.
Yeah, you couldn't ignore that.
What was that? Okay, so they wound up finding all this stuff in her blood and whatnot, and so, like I said, the hospital wound up coming out and saying, like, hey, we actually found something in her blood, in her system, and it may be related to something she may be putting in her body. And so when the hospital started looking more into Gloria's remains, they actually got in contact with the coroner's office. The hospital was like, hey, we just found something more about Gloria. And whatever happened to her, like, it seemed like she was putting a chemical on her body, on her skin, that may or may not have caused her death, or not even so much caused her death, but caused this panic in the hospital and why her body was secreting stuff. Because so when the hospital started coming out with this information saying, like, hey, we have not evidence, but we have a theory of where it may have been, Gloria's family got pissed off about it and got upset and started pulling out receipts saying that if Gloria did not die because of what she was doing to herself, because since Gloria had cancer, she was taking a cream called DMSO, a type of cream that helps irritations with the skin and whatnot, and she was always constantly using it on her body because she was in pain from her cervical cancer. So she was always administering this cream onto her body. But the family said that's not what caused it. In fact, the family says, like, well, the hospital, the Riverside Hospital, is actually a negligent hospital, and the family buzzed out receipts saying, like, this hospital has a history of issues because 3 years prior, at that Riverside Hospital, there was a leak. There's some type of gas leak that happened in the hospital, and they got like sick, and they was nauseating and throwing up and stuff too. So then the conspiracy now is this a hospital cover up? And then, like, a woman who actually did have actually messed up medical condition, and there's actually the hospital once again messing up and be like, shit, we got experience. We got to throw under the bus.
There it is, dude. That makes a whole lot more sense now. So you can throw my alien theory out the water, because, you know, if shit don't make sense, of course I'm gonna bring aliens. But that makes a whole lot more sense. Yeah. The hospital's just trying to save their own ass, dude. Yeah, and that's the family. So that's the family's side. That's the family's theory, and this is what they truly believe because, like I said, they got receipts, and it's like, hey, this hospital been fucking up before, dude. And you think like she was like a victim of foul play? Like they use her as somebody to be like the blame for things that's happening? Where, you know, because maybe the hospital is the one that's all fucking up, but they're like, hey, we got to put this blame on somebody. Let's just use this innocent person, Gloria. Yeah. And she was probably a victim of that shit.
This is show. I don't really watch it. I need to start watching it, but Melissa watched it. I forget the name of it. But this is hospital show, and it shows you how the CEOs that run hospitals, like the doctors that work within these hospitals, hate the CEOs who run hospitals, and because it makes the job of these doctors and these nurses much difficult because they want to cut like little corners on costs and stuff like that, make things too expensive. The CEOs is like, so the show is about this one CEO who runs a hospital and he isn't shit, and so the doctors and the nurses and whatnot, they all have to do their best to like cover up the bullshit that they be doing, like, oh, the CEOs like, in there like, hey, I'm gonna just play around in this person's brain, try to show off. Oh shit! Hey, the artery, they died. Everybody, get your story together. Who did this? Because I'm not taking the blame for it.
Right.
Like weird shit they try to cover up in hospitals. It's like, man, what the hell? So I can see where the family's coming from. Like, there's a lot of horror stories that come from hospitals. A lot. But
Especially if it's like a ghetto hospital.
Man, yeah. And while I think, while I don't have a completely distrust of hospitals, 'cause like I said, like with my father when he was at Grady before, Grady was great. They did a damn good job taking care of him. So there are good people that work within it. I feel like a lot of outside means and power structures of it hurt the hospital a lot, hurt the people, the patients, the workers, everything. Man, and so I think it's not so much the people that work there. It's more like the hospital politics that really make hospitals like fucking suck.
That's usually how it is. Like in I'd say any line of business is like that. It's always like the top people that they think they know what's best, but they're not front line, so they don't understand.
They don't get it, man.
And then
They're
like,
not out.
like the little things, the little changes they make, it's like it happens to be big changes, like for the actual workers that's doing all this shit.
Yeah, because the only thing they thinking of is numbers. That's the only thing they thinking of is numbers.
That's all. It's a numbers game. At the end of the day, how much money did you guys save this month?
Right.
Like, oh, did you use that helicopter again, Chris? It's like that. Because I was watching a show, a Korean doctor show, right? It's called Trauma, some shit, I forgot, but it's so good. And then they got pissed off because they used a helicopter to save some dude on a damn mountain. They're like, I can't believe you used the helicopter because it's so expensive. Now the hospital's dealing with this shit. They're like, motherfucker, are we here to save lives or what? Or save money?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's awful, man. That's a damn shame, man. Human life has a price, man. That's wild.
Yeah. And then spoiler alert, like they end up getting their own helicopter.
There you go.
Yeah, they hired like this legit doctor. Like he's like this superhero of doctors, and like he's so magical and shit.
Right.
He came in basically like an angel, came and saved the whole hospital. Everybody's like, holy shit, what a godsend.
Right. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. I'm from Thailand. That's so random. Yeah.
Very random.
Is that it for that story?
I'm actually coming up on the end of it now.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So also, like I said, that was the family's side of the story. They truly believe it's a hospital cover up. Hospital saying like no, and we found in our body these toxins and everything, and a lot of it's associated with DMSO cream, which is was actually used by athletes a lot for body soreness, and it relieves muscle aches and whatnot.
Is that like monkey balm?
I'm not sure. It looks like the can, though. I think the can itself. I looked it up. I was
Or
like,
like icy hot, similar?
Yeah, like I could probably see like icy hot. Definitely, that thing gets to the soul.
Yeah, dude, monkey balm. That shit
Yes, and
almost
monkey
cure
balm.
everything, dude. That shit's like a fucking illegal. It should be illegal.
Well, the funny thing is too, DMSO actually gained an underground following as a cure-all for many types of ailments. It was really good. This shit was popping back in the 1970s, and the only way to get this substance was to have a degreaser. Was as a degreaser in a hardware store. The DMSO found in degreasers was 99% pure, as opposed to the less concentrated form that was in muscle creams in the 1960s. So this was like, sounds pretty damn toxic if it's a degreaser. This is awful.
Bob says Bengay. Yeah, all those.
Bengay, yeah.
Bengay, Tiger Balm, Monkey Balm. Well, Tiger Balm and Monkey Balm, super potent, dude. And the only place I know where to get it is at the Asian store.
Right.
Or if you want to pay overpriced at Amazon. They're probably $20 for like a little quarter size capsule.
Right.
What do you go to the Asian store? $2.99 or some shit. $4.99 maybe.
Trying to help the people out.
Yeah, and it's like a 3-4 year supply. That one little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, strong, dude. Really strong.
Yeah, being gay is solid too. I've used that before. Hell yeah. Oh shit, what do I do with my screen?
Damn, okay.
My bad. I messed up my screen.
All I see is X-Men comics.
What the fuck?
Well, that's the only font I can read. The rest is like too small.
Oh! I can see you again. Why can't I make this bigger? There we go. Damn.
There we go. Let's go.
Bad. I gotta learn how to work these cameras on this shit. All right, and then so like I said, DMSO it was popping back in the day, and as Pat Grant, who was like the hospital's assistant deputy director, so top, he actually was the one that was like, you know, blew the whistle on this whole thing. So he's top brass came down, was like, hey, no, look, you know, I ain't gonna blame us for this. This is what she was rubbing on her body, and what exposed my workers to this. And so, so he stepped in, and basically they wound up coming to the conclusion that the hospital staff had suffered from dimethyl sulfate poisoning, and that's pretty much it. I think that's it.
So they won that? Like everybody believed it?
They just kind of just rode off with it. The news ran with it. And it seems like the narrative won over as a toxic lady, because I think the hospital won because the story ain't called the hospital fucked up. The story's called the toxic lady, so they won the narrative. Damn, they won everything.
That's fucked up. And now we're talking about her.
Yeah, and now it's kind. Yeah, we had known about this if this was really on the fault of the hospital. This is, I could definitely see this being a cover up, man. And there are other conspiracy theories of like UFOs. That's actually one of the conspiracy theories that she got abducted.
You throw mine out the window.
Yeah, she got dropped off.
I believe this news shit that we just uncovered.
All right, this one, the hospital fucking covered it up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it happens at a lot of other hospitals too, all around the world. Like when some weird shit happens, they almost try to pin that shit on like the victim.
Man, hell yeah.
You know, in order to save their own ass, you know, to
corporations would
have
do it,
a
man.
good reputation. That's like, oh, one of the best hospitals. Like we can't lose this name or whatever, this title.
Not even just hospitals, even just corporations. Like, remember when what's that damn highway that collapsed in Georgia? That up going to Cobb County?
Highway 400?
The one that collapsed because the
bridge 400.
400, yeah. They blamed it on a homeless man, but they come to find out this company was storing shit underneath the bridge.
You know what's crazy? My company office was right like in that exit. And every time like I left work, when I used to work in the office and shit, I used to see all that shit like stacked up under the bridge. It's like spirals. Like I was like, why are they storing all that shit here? Is this where State Farm like store like stuff here? Because all I saw was like parked State Farm insurance vehicles, right? And then a whole bunch of like wrapped up whatever, like spindles of shit. I don't even know what it is, but that's the shit that caught on fire.
Damn, and blame the homeless man. Like,
yeah.
I heard they weren't supposed to be doing that anyways. I heard they weren't even supposed to do, but that shit wasn't even supposed to be down there.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be stored under that bridge, that's for sure. But how it caught on fire, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Could be homeless man, could be
Illuminati.
Could be not homeless man, I don't know.
But yeah, man. But it's like, so to wrap up this story with Gloria, it's actually kind of a sad ending for what happened with this lady, like we were saying. Sounded like she was suffering through some horrible stuff, dealing with the cancer, and what probably was what her like. I'm actually on the family side of this too. I think it's like something happened with her cancer. She went to the hospital. Something happened, and they try to cover it up because y'all can't find evidence, but then say y'all had evidence, and then whatever, man. So y'all sent the top brass down to have this conversation with the public to clear this shit up. I mean, I don't know, man. R.I.P. to Miss Ramirez, though. That's oof. Hospitals scared the shit out of me, bro. They scare me, so.
Dude, hospital has that darkness there, dude.
It does. Like, when my dad was there.
Shit's cold.
When I was there, when my dad was there, bro, it was like, everyone you saw that wasn't a patient there, like no one's there for a good reason. Not a single person.
Especially at Grady,
Not,
right? Because that's like the serious hospital.
yeah, at least the wing that we were on, we was like on the ICU, so that means this is like people were like on the edge
Right.
of death, when they on bike grade head out. So it was, yeah, man, it just felt, but it was kind of crazy, man. Some people still in there laughing, cracking jokes, but nobody was there for a damn good reason though. It was crazy.
I bet that shit was heavy.
You
The
could feel it in
emotions was
there.
heavy.
You could feel it.
Yeah.
This time I be in there, sitting by my dad's bed, like just he in his coma state or whatever, and I would hear people down the hallway screaming. I'm like, there's another person gone. It's like,
Whew. Like
crazy.
crying, right? Like,
Man, screaming. I was like, when I was at Grady, I was there one day, and when I was in the visitor center, this lady was screaming and getting upset. She was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this hospital?
damn.
There's bed bugs in this hospital bed, and they're eating him alive, and y'all aren't doing
What?
anything. He's getting eaten alive." And me and my mom were just sitting there like, And I guess the dude was in the hospital, had bed bugs all over him, and they were feasting on him. They had to close off half that damn floor. And we had to, like, for
What
3
the
days.
fuck?
Yeah, for 3 days, we had to go to another part of the hospital and wait in the waiting room. 'Cause,
Jeez, maybe
then-
Grady ain't the spot then, huh?
man, it was crazy. And since, like, I lived in apartments a
Sheesh.
lot of my life. Like, I lived in apartments a lot of my life, and my mom, she used to be a manager, like, in the apartment industry.
Mhm.
And when she was screaming about bed bugs, saying that that was the hospital's hospital's fault.
Yeah.
Me and my mom like looked at each other, was like, "You probably brought them there." 'Cause that hospital, like,
Yo, that's real, dude.
But she trying to blame the hospital for it. So I was like, "Come on,
Right.
now, don't do this to them."
Dude, it's crazy how that shit can travel on people. You know, let me give you a story about how cockroach, like not just bed bugs, but how cockroach travel. So my sister Kelly, right? True story. She would move from apartment to apartment. Like she could never settle in one place. Like she'll move like 6 months to a year, and she's gone. So she moved to this one apartment, right? And I guess this place was like roach infested. She didn't know how bad it was infested with roach. Dude, it'd be so crazy, right? She would visit my mom, and this is when I used to still live with my mom. And Kelly, she would come visit us, right? And when she would eat food, and then, dude, I look at her back. There's a cockroach on her back, like a full-grown size cockroach. And I was like, "You got a cockroach on your back, dude!" And dude, she flicked it off and she grabbed it with her bare hands, like, you know, somebody in a damn, I don't know, a barbarian tribe. She grabbed that shit with her hands and shit, threw that shit in the trash. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "You did that shit like you've been doing this for a good minute."
You're used to it, man. Yeah.
I was like, and then you knew it was your cockroach. It wasn't even the cockroach at my mom's house. Like you knew you brought that cockroach. So then, yeah, she was like, "Yeah, that place was infested with roach." Yeah, dude, roaches, they hide in everything. Cause even if you move, right, if your house infested with roach, you move your furniture, dude. They're inside your furniture.
But they get everywhere, bro.
So they would
get everywhere.
they would travel with you. They would be stuck in your TV, whatever,
Man,
you know.
yeah.
Next thing you know,
I
you
went
see
to-
roaches at your new place. Like, what the fuck? No, that's your roach. You brought it there.
I went to a friend's house one time, and then I saw they had a roach in the house, and then I remember later on that day when I was driving, I got out of my car, but right when I was turning around to close my car door, there was a roach on my floor, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I obliterated that roach, and I cleaned my whole car after that. I was like, "Fuck
Yeah.
this," because people can get roaches in their car too. A lot of people don't realize that. I've seen people
Dude.
have roaches in their car, bro.
Roaches, they could be in cars like it's nothing.
Chilling, man, eating Cheetos and shit.
Eating
Like,
Cheetos like on their windshield. Hello, good morning, Chris.
hey, we going to work?
Hey, we on? Don't. Ah, did you?
Don't forget to stop by Quick Trip.
Bob says she be going on roach hunts at night because she used to live in apartments in San Jose.
Man,
Yeah, Kelly, she was like apartment hopping even since like when she used to live in Cali and shit. And
real.
yeah, we used to visit them at the apartments in like San Jose. Dude, that place looks so dingy. Like, you know, when you're a kid, it doesn't look like that. But when you think about it as an adult, like, these are bad places.
Right. This is the early days when she first just moved out.
Yeah, when she escaped from L.A. And what's funny, that movie Escape from L.A. came out the same year she escaped from L.A. Yeah, my mom or my parents are so worried about her and shit because like I told the story before, right? Like the way she escaped, like we live on like the third, either second or third floor apartment building in Los Angeles, right? Mm-hmm. And then we moved from San Jose to LA, right? And she had to come, like my parents had to trick her saying we're going to the beach, like Santa Cruz or something, right? But my parents kept driving. Like my dad was like, "Oh, we missed the stop." Yeah, we missed like fucking all the stops because we're in LA now, and it's like a 6 to 8 hour drive depending on how fast you drive. You know, because Cali is like that's just like 2 different states, man.
Yeah, it's like 8 different states.
Yeah, it's huge, and then Kelly was like, "Oh shit!" Like my parents trying to make me go to school in LA. Kelly was like, "No, I'm going back to San Jose," and she escaped, jumped out the window, dude, accompanied by a Bob in the chat. Jump out the window, and then she cut her side of her cheek. She still has a scar, like like one of those villains in a superhero. She still has a scar. You can barely see her though, but yeah, she escaped from LA. Went to the bus place, took a bus, went back to San Jose.
Damn, so wait.
And then my parents were looking for her the whole time. At this time, right? Nobody has cell phones. Nobody could communicate. Nobody got the internet. This is all. Dude, nobody knew nothing. My mom was like, go to the yellow pages. Look, they're telling Bob to call the station. I think that's what happened, but it was chaotic. Like, they called all the old folks to our apartment building, and all we had was old folks. They only speak Cambodian, right? And nobody knew what was going on. And me, as a kid, I was just watching everything like this. Like, this is crazy.
What? So wait, so they got neighborhood watch together. So why
a whole neighborhood watch, dude? They called the bus station. Huh?
Why did she run away? She just was like, I want to be grown type shit?
No, she wanted to be with her boyfriend at that time.
Oh, I was about to say, man. I was like, please don't say it was some damn boy.
Which ended up to be her husband. But then they're divorced. But that's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put her whole story. But her story is pretty interesting.
It's a lot of ups and downs to that. At first, I was like, for a boy, they got married. Oh,
yeah, they end up. Dude, the crazy thing is, like, my mom hated like her boyfriend because she thinks her boyfriend's like in a gang and shit. This dude happens to be Cambodian. Cambodians, they're known to be in like gangs. They're like, I don't want to say it. That's kind of racist. But yeah, like Cambodians known to be like in gangs and shit. And then next thing you know, they end up having like a kid. And then my mom, open arms, accepted like her boyfriend, and yeah, damn, he was like a part of the family. And Bob says Mark is gay. Damn, he can't put his name out there.
Well, he's gay now.
Like, dude, that I don't know. That I don't know.
It's a crazy story.
Yeah, but they had kids together. That's Marcus' dad.
Okay,
Marcus and Summer. That's their dad.
Bob says she saw them at the train station and was kissing, so they would be. It was
damn. See, I don't even know that part. So they're like, hey, like, pretend like we're kissing, so they don't see us. Because I think like my parents,
they're like,
yeah, they probably went all the way to the bus station. Dude, well, that shit is crazy. Like, usually parents, they're not really aware of where their children are, and then if my sister was in the room, right, and then she's gone, or if I was gone, they wouldn't even really be like, oh shit, red flag, let's go look for Billy Waters.
It was, where's Billy?
But I think they knew like she was trying to get away because she had like a fit with them. Like she was always like really aggressive towards my parents. Damn. Like they're trying to get her to sign up for school. She was like, like she was like hardcore like that. Like there was this one time where like my mom, she didn't want her to go out, right? And then she was like, you can't scare me. And then my mom tried to hit her, and then she hit her, right? And she, no expression on her face. She just took the beating, and then fucking shoved her into a fridge, left the house, and be like, I'm out, party time. I'm exaggerating, maybe a little bit, but the fridge is real, though. The fridge part is real. I mean, if she wants to defend herself, right? Get her on the podcast.
Where you at?
Let's get her on the podcast.
Explain yourself. That's crazy. No, shout out to her though, man. Because honestly, on some real shit. Because she's the oldest, right?
She's the oldest.
That's how the oldest is supposed to be, though. You're supposed to set that foundation to make it easier for all your siblings to come up behind you. Because with me and my siblings, my older sister, she's such a sweet girl and all that. So it kind of skipped her. She didn't set the foundation, so I kind of had to take the brunt. Because I was like, dang, she was supposed to be the one taking all the beatings and the hits, shit. Like,
yeah.
So it would alleviate for your siblings.
See, like,
they know what to expect. Your parents would know what to expect at this point.
Right. She did set like that bar. And what's also crazy, like, even though like she was like the bad child, right? She ended up doing a whole 180, and she comes out to be like the golden child, where like my mom trusts her with everything now.
Yeah.
And she's like the good child. It's like, oh, if I need anything, I can call her for something because she knows. I was like, what the hell? You went from the bad child to like the child that they all go to like for answers and help.
Well, that is good though. That's good.
Yeah. She did the whole 180. Yeah, I was like, what? And then she found Christ, and now she's like in a Catholic church now.
Really?
And we're going to get to a story about the Catholic Church. I'm going to be talking about the Secret Vatican book. But the old prophecy where, they're going to reveal when Judgment Day will happen.
So, we got a new date?
Yeah, pretty much. We always got some weird-ass Judgment Day. But we'll talk about it. We'll take a quick break. Be right back, guys. All right, next topic for the night. We're going to be talking about the Secret Vatican book with 1,000-year-old prophecy reveals that Judgment Day will happen very soon. And it's kind of linking up to Pope Francis and his illness. You heard about Pope Francis? He's like really sick right now. Oh, no, I did not. Yeah, he's super sick, dude. Like there's this one story of him where he said he was in the hospital and he was like, it looks like he was fighting demons because he was yelling out, "Get away from me, you demons, blah, blah, blah." Like he was going through that shit and all he saw was demons attacking him or trying to get his soul. What? Yeah, I was like, dude, if demons are coming after you like that, like maybe you're the bad guy. Right. Because if you're like Pope Christ, like you're like, look at this divine human being who has connection to the gods and stuff, why would demons be attacking you? Shouldn't you be like super holy, like super protected? Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, super protected. Like you have guards, like they're all on duty 24/7 protecting your soul here on earth because you're the connection to the gods. Out of everyone on earth, you should have the protection. Right. You should have the VIP, like the most expensive security you can buy. Not with money. Right. But backed up by the church, of course. Would you think the Pope would be the most powerful man on earth? More powerful than like a president, more powerful than like did they I would think like if there was a race of aliens to come to this planet, right? Mm-hmm. I think who would they talk to? I think they would talk to like the Pope. The Pope would be like that mediator. It's supposed to be the non-biased version of humans, right? They don't pick a side. They're not in politics. Right. They're just like it's like coming to like Dragon Ball Land and they talk to Dende or like the one who's controlling the tower, like the guardian of the earth. Yeah, I thought that's the role the Pope played, like as the guardian of Earth or something, Yeah, Earth's representative or something like that. Yeah, like he would be the one that represents Earth. Like, hey, if you guys want to talk to him first. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know if I agree with it, but I think that I don't agree that it should be the Pope, I guess is what I'm saying, if that was the case. But I can see that he would be the representative because he'd still be walking in all parts of the world where he'll walk in one country and then walk in another country that don't like the country that he was just in, and he can just walk between just wherever he wants. Like everybody just stops and chills and right. Yeah. Well, Bob in the chat says the Pope bows down to a higher position, and
Really?
the reason why she's saying that because there's videos of the Pope like kissing like the ring of somebody else.
What?
Like you see the Pope bend the knee to somebody else that nobody has no idea who this person is, but for some reason the Pope, when the Pope sees this person, it's almost like he panics a little and then he bends the knee and then kisses the ring. And I was like, who is this person?
Was it like a picture of it or something?
There's videos of it, and then I don't know if it's like a teenager or something. It looked like maybe it's like a child. Like they're bending the knee to like, I don't know, maybe something that's beyond like what we understand or what we know like in our media.
It's Lucifer. It's like,
Dude, it has to be something that's like way more powerful. Or dude, you want my honest opinion about the Pope?
what's up?
That whole shit is corrupted. I think it used to be good. It used to be good, but it's been overthrown by a corruption, and it's basically got infiltrated by an outside force, which is
Honestly,
not in good at all.
Honestly, I don't think it's ever been good.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it was bad from jump, from the get go.
Well, I think like the idea in the beginning was probably in the positive side, but I guess
like
once it gained that reputation, you know, like the bigger you are, you're gonna attract a lot of negative shit too.
I think in the days of Jesus when he was walking around, and then that was probably at its most pure because it was as poor folks and prostitutes just believing in and trying to be good people, and
Yeah,
Roman Empire was like, you talking about peace? Oh, y'all all gotta die. Get them crosses out. Let's hang them up for the day. And then took care of
yeah, dude. They put a bad taste in your mouth, like with the whole Jesus thing.
it does, man.
Bob says they used to fight demons. What are demons actually? All right, so back to the mysterious prophecy of the popes. You know what was crazy is that I don't know what church it is, the Church of Rome or somewhere. There's this church where they have like this one spot, you know, where they paint all the popes, right?
Yeah.
There's one spot left, like where you can only paint one more person, and it happens to be like the last pope, which is Pope Francis.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a long time ago, like in the 12th century, the prophecy predicts like the end of the pope by 2027. And here's how they got to 2027. They said that a 16th century pope, he made like this cryptic message saying like after he became the pope, he was like the pope that was the middle of the years from the first pope that became the pope. He was like 442 years later, the middle pope came. I forgot his name. Is like Pope Sixtus the Fifth.
Okay.
So 442 years, which would take us to the middle, right? And then 442 years from the middle, it takes us to 2027, which would be like the last pope, which is Pope Francis.
Right.
So according to like the prophecy, Pope Francis is supposed to be like the last pope that exists like in this earth. Though maybe like the last guardian. I put that in quotations. I don't know if it's guarding shit, but
I hope they got a
this could be like our last pope because it all adds up. And then there's like one last square in the church to paint his picture. And they said like 2027 will be like the end of the world. And you know what's crazy, right? I know a lot of people don't like Elon or whatever, Joe Rogan and stuff. I listen to their podcasts, right? And then Joe Rogan asked Elon, it's like, hey, like, what do you think like AI is gonna like fully take over like humanity? And then Elon was like, he's like, dude, like, from what I'm thinking, he's like, maybe like 2027 is when AI is gonna fully control everything. And he said that not even knowing none of these prophecies. He's just saying like, just from like you know what he knows like with artificial intelligence. Like he's like, yeah, it's like probably like 2027 they're gonna be able to pretty much like control like everything like in this world. I was like, damn, like everything's like adding up. Like everybody has their own 2027 shit. So
damn, that's the big shit, man. There was the only thing I only heard recently about end of the world type stuff was that meteor that's supposed to hit Earth in 2032, and they're saying that shit's gonna be like They say it's gonna be rare, which is this ain't. I mean, it's news, but it's not something we ever heard before about. Like, hey, we got a giant rock flying past. It can do a lot of damage. It's gonna be rare if it hits us, but if it does, it can kill us all. So they got like something that's supposed to be hitting Earth in 2032. But that's how they try to promote it within the news. But in reality, it's just
Yeah, I think we already have the technology to like take a meteor or a comet and sway them off their path easily, you
oh
know?
man, yeah. At least I know a lot of such shit be like this, like the moon protects us a lot. But in Jupiter, I watched a documentary one time talking about the planet Jupiter and how many fucking asteroids and meteors it catches, and how Earth would be if Jupiter never existed. We would get destroyed. We would get pummeled. But since it's like Jupiter's like a gas giant, it's not even solid. It's just like a big ass shield for us. It's like,
Yeah, like
how?
that's like too perfect, right?
How does this all work? It is.
Yeah,
makes
it's
you wanna-
almost like the whole universe is like simulated if you think about it. Because everybody has to be in the right position for Earth to even exist. Like, like they say, like we're in the Goldilocks zone. Like perfect distance from the sun. Perfect distance from, like you say with Jupiter, where that shit blocks all that shit out.
Yeah.
And then like a damn moon that's so fucking mysterious. That shit's like an anomaly on its own. Nobody really understands how that moon works. Yeah, I was like, is that moon? Is it like a legit moon?
Alright. Is it a ship?
Dude,
It's a ball of metal.
it might be a Dyson vacuum.
Hey, no.
Well, what's the word that they call what the moon could be?
Dyson sphere?
A Dyson sphere, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. You said Dyson vacuum. I was like, wait, what?
It could be like a Dyson sphere, man. Bob says, no, it's the next pope. It's not this pope. So when do they do the vote for the popes? Like how often do they do it? It's like every 4 years or what? Like how they do this?
I thought they just died.
Oh,
Like a lifetime of PT.
oh,
I'm pretty sure there ain't no retirement for Pope. I don't know. I always thought it was
yeah,
like a
but that's
lifetime.
like remember like when they were picking the new pope, right? And then you know how if you look at the church, they send like the white smoke, like we picked the pope.
Yeah.
Like remember that shit happened, like where the white smoke came out, and then next thing you know, black smoke came out. So I was like, what the fuck just happened? It's like so they picked the pope, but then they say like, no, we didn't pick a pope yet. That was weird. I think that was when the dark side of the moon people came and was like, nah, fam, that's not the pope we want.
That was a signal to let their people know, like, hey, we got our Pope.
Yeah, like
our Pope is ready.
like we pick him. Like, nah, fam. Pew. Oh, he died. He for some reason he died. All right, we gotta pick another pope.
Bob says, all the popes around the world come in person and vote.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then they did chose a pope, right? They got that white smoke, but then next thing you know, they're like, nope, my bad, we didn't find a pope yet.
But it's for life, right? It's for life, right? Once
Oh
you get the
well,
job,
I don't know the colors, but whatever color it was to where they decided on a pope, it got like re-invoked and shit, and then they have to redo the voting system.
damn, I wonder what they'd be looking for, like as far as
Well, it's just people they vote on each other.
personality. Is it politics? There's got to be a lot of politics behind it. It's straight. It's
Yeah,
politics.
but look, like imagine they voted on a pope, right? Where everybody agreed on, but that one person that didn't like it and he had more power than everybody. Let's say they were in like a damn, like a Squid Game, right?
Right.
So they were going through their own Squid Game, and then right when they voted for this pope, they're like, "Hey, do we all agree on this pope?" And then that one pope they put in a battle royale, and then they fought, and then they end up killing the pope that they voted for, and then they did a revote. And then like let's say like out of 100% of the popes, right? Let's say 60% is from like the dark side, where it has no intentions on being good for the whole Catholic Church or whatever. 60% of those people that's inside voting is voting, trying to vote their people in, And then the first
Right.
person that they vote in, right? For some reason, they voted in the good guy. But like, nah, battle royale. We don't like you. We want our own people in office or
Get
in
out.
the Pope house.
Get out.
And they got him, the dude.
Got him in. Got his ass. But wait, Bob says is black is no and white is yes for the smoke. That's like some Harry Potter. That's like some Harry Potter shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought
Sounds
white is like, we just found our Pope. Hallelujah.
Let's go.
And
Let's
black
get them.
smoke is like, okay, they did a vote. Black smoke, we don't have a Pope yet. We got to do a revote.
Sorry guys, just some black smoke for y'all to breathe.
And then the weird part is, it came white smoke, right? And then next thing you know, I was like, oh shit, we got a Pope. Black smoke, like, oh, false alarm.
Fuck.
His ass got clapped.
So what? I need to do some more research about the city of Vatican itself, man. So I was just thinking off the top of my head. Well, just now.
City,
Is the Vatican
that's like
like
its own country.
Yeah, and it's just like, who lives there? Like, is this people that work in the Vatican, the church itself, or are they just regular citizens? Or I do some research on that. I just never crossed my mind to look that up to see.
Yeah.
Are they like working Joes like us, like just regular folks?
Dude,
or,
that place is so crazy, man. Like, it's such as like a small stretch of land, but
yeah,
it's like they got their own laws, they got their own currency, they got their own airport security, they got all the shit, and it's
right.
dude, it's like its own, it's its own entity. Like, it's
like, do you have to be born there and nobody else can move there? Cause I ain't never heard about nobody like, man, I'm moving to the Vatican, or some shit, or
yeah, you'd never hear that.
ever.
It's like, oh yeah, I want to live in the Vatican. Like, the fuck you don't.
I heard they have nice autumn seasons.
Yeah,
nice.
it's almost like you have to be born in that world.
Once a Vatican, always a Vatican.
hmm
V.
And they're not trying to contaminate that shit.
Man, hell no, no outside blood. It's like, no, you got money in the water. Oh, Bob says they couldn't come to a decision. Is what black smoke is.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Like, I don't know,
Black
we
is
gonna
like,
control-
we voted. We don't have a definite answer for you guys, so we
Sorry,
gotta
guys.
vote again.
Sorry guys, we fucking up.
All right, so final thoughts of the end of the world. Is it just hype, or is there something to this? The whole Pope situation
Oh,
and the whole
man.
prophecies saying like this is the last Pope.
I don't know. It's been a while since we had a good doomsday prophecy scenario for us to wait around for. So it could be fun. I mean, shit, I ain't gonna lie. It feels like every week the world's gonna end. So,
Dude, I'd never believe any of this doomsday stuff. Because I was like,
no, I like keeping up with it though. I like when I hear about it. I'm like, oh, really?
it's
This-
interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, I
It
don't
keeps you on your toes, definitely. Like, oh shit, they might be onto something this time. Oh, there's only one block left. But I'm like, okay, how much does the Catholic Church really knows about the end of the world? And what is the end of the world anyway? What does that even mean? Does the
What do
does the
y'all know
earth
that
blow
means?
up, or what? Does the power grid goes out? Like, what is the end? Right? It could be anything.
Did someone flip that switch on this shit?
Yeah, or somebody just takes a Petrie's dish and puts it upside down, which is our
Everybody-
planet. Everybody's like, oh shit, gravity don't exist. And then we fall into like a damn lab table
Trash
and
can.
it's cold. Right? We're just like one big science experiment from 16-year-old Billy Waters' science project. Damn.
I think it's like, I think a lot of ways it's even though this type of stuff may have started with good intentions, that believing in God or whatever, but I feel like it got co-opted by some greedy ass people, even within the Vatican, that kind of turned into like like, let's scam these people and let's do this, let's do that, because how can they disprove what we telling them? They can't tell us there's no afterlife. They don't know either. So it's like,
right. Who really
That's-
knows, right? You gotta die. This is why you have like a lot of near-death experience people talking about. It's like, oh yeah, I actually did die. This is what I saw.
mm-hmm.
Bob says, someone said the U.S. is ready to go to war with China. Damn, these are fighting words. Can we say this out loud? Bob says they are trying to bring World War III and the end of days.
Yes.
Who is saying all this stuff? Where are you reading all this stuff?
I have heard about that before, at least within like American politics. That there's like a religious cult that's infiltrated the United States government, and they're trying to bring about the rapture. They're trying to, it's low key trying to jumpstart it. They've been doing this. They've been trying to like get their way into politics, set like for decades. And it wasn't until the 80s these groups of religious fanatics got into the politics, and now that they're in it, they're trying to engineer end of the world type shit with the government.
Never heard that.
Crazy.
Bob says Trump people.
Yeah, a lot of them are lean from his shit, but they've been around before Trump.
Imagine if World War III happens. Like, what would your reaction be?
Oh my fucking!
Like, if we're actually seeing like war happen, like outside your house, like this shit actually happening outside your house. Because if you think about it, every time there was a war, nothing ever happens in the U.S. soil, right? Besides that Pearl Harbor. Right. Was that the only time?
Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
Yeah, but I'm saying like war, like
an actual. Yeah, I think Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that's
Pearl Harbor is probably the closest one.
Yeah,
but nothing after that.
Nah, nothing.
As far as like, hey, like two sides are literally fighting.
Right, they're smashing their damn planes into damn battleships and shit.
Damn. So like, let's say like World War III, right, where there's actually legit bombings. Dude, crazy. What the hell are we gonna do? And then that shit just takes out the whole power grid system, right? Because they're saying like, hey, the U.S. power grid system is not strong at all. Like, if you could take the power grid out, it's a wrap, dude.
I believe
that shit's done. It's done.
I believe right now I may possibly live in maybe the most safest place possible if World War III kick off. I live in a valley, so I am not around no major city.
Yeah, it's very scary, and I think like in your location, I think you'll probably be like okay.
We have one interstate. That's it. We don't have no highways or nothing. We have one interstate that goes right through the town.
That's scary,
and that's it. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a lot more abductions out here. Usually abductions happen a lot near interstates.
Well, I'm pretty sure like your neighbors, they got a lot of underground bases, right? Especially like in Utah.
Utah is like, when I first moved out here, this dude told me, like, working in this shop, because I was walking around, in downtown and I-town. I was walking through this area and I saw like these containers, like it looked like bucket containers. It looked like paint, but it was actually like MRE food, like dehydrated food and all that type of stuff that like astronauts would eat.
Right.
And there's like these barrels of this stuff in this store, and the guy that I was working there was telling me about it, and I was like, man, like the food in there and these little things look kind of good. He's like, yeah, they're not that bad. He was like, they sell really good out here because this place has people own so many bomb shelters, and this place is full of doomsday preppers out here. So everybody got like bomb shelters or some type of thing, at least with the houses, where they got like panic rooms, safe rooms, something. So because everybody's like doomsday preppers out here, because I live in a religious town, so there's doomsday preppers all over this place out here, and they ready for when the rapture kicks off, Armageddon, whatever the hell you want to call it. They ready.
That's so crazy, man. Bob says they would probably use your location for a safe house.
Yes, they definitely would. Like, I'm actually trying to write a story right now because I live in a cul-de-sac. I'm trying to write a story of when the end of the world happens, or at least some kind of Armageddon thing happens, and me and my cul-de-sac, we have to because we would actually kind of like form who can come in, who can come out the cul-de-sac, kind of like some survival shit. We form like a perimeter, all types of shit.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it reminds me of that one Twitter page where he had like this whole situation saying that he's in an alternate reality where in his life, right, everything is all dark, everybody has abandoned his whole neighborhood, and then he shows like live video footage of him going to like his neighbor's house and there's nobody there, but it's like he has like this, everything's like recorded like in the dark. But he's doing it like a role playing alternate reality. I don't know what they call that. I forgot what they call that.
Role playing alternate reality. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but he played it like real time, like live, like on Twitter. Remember,
Okay.
we followed this long time ago. It's like a guy. He said he's not in the same reality as us. Like his world is all.
Oh,
It's like
yes.
yeah,
Yes. Thank you. It took me a second. Yes, yes, yes.
that
Yes.
shit
I
was
remember.
crazy, and
It was wild.
a part of me a little bit believed it. I was like, damn, he's doing it so good. I was like, is he really in alternate reality? Because it's like going through all his neighbors' houses and stuff,
Walking through
going
like
through
he
the
was
kitchen, and I was like, whoa. I was like, should you be doing that shit?
I wanted to believe. It was one of those things. It was kind of like I didn't want to know if it was real or not. It was like wrestling. Man, don't tell me why you want to. Why you want to ruin wrestling for me?
Yeah,
Don't
I was like,
tell
yeah,
me.
it's like that.
I'm enjoying this because it's weird. Like, how is this man just walking through all these damn places? Ain't no security. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
trying to do nothing to this man.
Oh, you're talking about that one.
Wait, which one are you talking about then?
It was a different one. It was like alternate reality, but it's like a role playing reality.
Oh, sorry.
I
My
know
bad.
which one you're talking about. There's like that
Yeah,
guy who's like in 2027 or some
Spain.
year, right?
Spain. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, in
yeah. That's what
Spain. Yeah, that shit was
I'm.
crazy too.
That's when I was kind of like, I don't even want
Yeah,
to know if that's real.
it
That was
was
just,
crazy until there was like people in his videos. I was like, oh yeah, this motherfucker, he faked it all. I was like, it's pretty good though.
yeah. Look, make it
It
into
was
a show.
it was pretty damn good because he tricked the whole TV station and everything, and the whole police station.
Had to
Because
do investigation.
look, the dude went into a police station, right? Nobody was around. It's like nobody exists in this world except for him, and he went to a police station,
Went to a museum.
a museum. He went to the airport. Nobody at the airport.
Airport. That was the one that shocked me. I was like, man,
The
airports don't ever
hospital.
close.
He went to the hospital. There's nobody at the hospital. I was like, is this fool really living in a different reality?
Right? Walking down the street in broad daylight, not a car, not a person, no
Yeah. And then
animal.
he went like high traffic time, right? In whatever, it was like Italy or Spain. He went into like the middle of like the city. He showed the clock like at the clock tower. It's
Yeah.
like this is like peak hours of traffic, 4 o'clock p.m. No cars driving at all. I was like, how do you do that? Unless you're like
Prove it.
you're really that good.
Man, right?
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I just enjoyed it. I was like, I don't even want to know what this is. I'm just having a good time.
Yeah,
Should be a TV show.
they could have been. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Check you guys next week on Wednesday. Peace out. Adios.
Peace out.